Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Azerbaijan for our Bahrain Grand Prix. Now again, I would like to say I am sorry for the delay in getting this video up to you. Now, it is only a day, but it's a delay nonetheless. So, if you haven't seen the last video or any of the other videos in this playlist, there will be a link at the end of the video which will get you to that. Plus there will be a link in the description to the playlist of this season. So make sure you go and watch that before you watch this, because we have had a terrible start and a massive turnaround in that last episode where we done the qualifying. A massive turnaround. So let's go have a look at our setup and get into the warm-up lap. Hopefully this is going to be a really good race. As I said in the last episode, the voiceover is done pretty much an entire week, or in this case over a week, since the actual gameplay recording itself. So I cannot remember how this race goes. So let's see if we can mess around with the strategy at all, because I don't really want to do a two-stop. I'd prefer to do a one-stop if at all possible, but we'll take a look and see what we can do. If we do that, we're not going to have enough tyre wear in the second stint. We're going to end up losing a lot of grip, which will lose us speed and potentially it'll lose us a few places. I'm just trying to have a look around, see what we can do. I don't want to go into hards. I'd like to keep it on the faster compounds, but I think we're just going to have to go with the standard strategy and put in an extra couple laps of fuel just to allow us to run a little bit hotter here and there. So let's get straight into this warm-up lap. Not the best start. So it's just a case of trying to get the heat into the tyres, heat into the brakes, but trying to keep the engine cool, which is going to be difficult. And I've completely gone off the screen. So I think it's fair to say I'm getting a little bit carried away with the formation lap, just pulling away from everyone.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Right, so that's good news. No rain expected for the race. That's always good news. I can't remember exactly how many laps it is. I think it said it's 29 lap race. So should be nice and easy. But again, I'm not expecting to win this race, but again, top 5 would be nice. Coming out of the last couple of corners here. Coming up now onto the, I believe this is the final corner. It is. And then it's just a case of forming back up on the grid, and as you can see I got completely carried away and just pulled away from everyone, which isn't exactly what you want to do. Because you end up just sitting and waiting for everyone else to catch up for longer than you need to.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Okay, so clutch in. I think that's the grid fully reformed. Alright, clutch in. 5 red lights. And away we go for our first race on the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're going to try and stay strong into this first corner, but we've got a couple of people up along the side of us into the first turn. I think that's Devin Butler. It is our old teammate and our rival, Devin Butler. So let's just try not to be too hasty. This is completely missing the braking point. Now we're completely fine with this current position. We don't need to push too hard, and certainly not at the moment anyway. Bear in mind we do have 2 stops to go. And one of my worst corners. Actually doing really well in this race compared to the last one. If it was in the last race I would have bumped into the back of him now. Got his slipstream up alongside, and do we make it past? We do. We make it past. Now we come up onto the corners that I really hate. Don't take a note out of my book there by keeping that full throttle. You do not want to keep that full throttle. I noticed that I've done that quite a few times in this race. But you do not want to keep it full throttle through there. If you saw that last video, you'll know exactly why. You just spin out. It's not good. But we complete our first lap in the lead, which is good, and we've got the fastest lap of the race so far. I think we get the fastest lap overall, but I think Webber and Butler are sort of having a little battle of themselves. We are managing to break away a little bit. I haven't adjusted any of the difficulty settings or anything, so I think it is them just battling away. Well, we definitely need to take advantage of that at the start here. Keep that clean air in front of us and just keep on pushing. That's probably the only thing we can do. And bear in mind we have got 2 pit stops to make, which means we could potentially lose a couple of places from that, especially if it isn't very fast pit stops. You know, you never know, we could incur some damage. It may cause pit stop to take a little bit longer than usual. Don't go full throttle around there. I could just feel that front start to slip a little bit from going around that full throttle. Sometimes you are able to just back off the throttle a little bit and it helps, but not always. Most of the time, by the time you've realised, it's too late. But there's another fastest lap. Race control have enabled DRS. Webber and Butler are battling away like crazy. Don't know if you can see that, constantly swapping over between second and third. But lap 3 and we're still in the lead. That's definitely a good way to start the race off. But we're down on that first sector again, but that's to be expected. It will speed up. Now there isn't really too much of a strategy in this race, it's just a case of going as fast as we can. Try and get in the lead. Try and maintain the lead. And destroy anyone's car who tries to overtake us. Except for the destroying people's cars, because that will destroy our car as well. But we definitely want to try and maintain this, or as much of a lead as we can. I don't think it's going to be easy, especially when Webber and Butler stop fighting each other and start working to get past me, or to catch up to me even. But with them sharing a whole load of dirty air and me up in front, completely clear of it all, it's going to be difficult for them. I think we're going to have to come in as early as possible when it comes to the first pit stop, just to try and maintain our effective position. As I think with our current gap, we're effectively P6 at the moment, as we just go wide on that corner. It's a very tough corner, that. And the same with turn 1 as well, it's a very tough corner. We just need to be careful not to spin out up here. You can see I'm going off the throttle a bit, being very wary. We're starting to get close to our first pit stop. I think our first pit stop's meant to be around about lap 8, is when the pit window opens.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
So yeah, we'll be going back onto the softs, which in a way is a good thing because it's more speed, more grip, quicker to get the heat into the tyres as well. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure other YouTubers have had ultra softs as well in their career mode, and I never seem to get the option. I don't know whether it's my career mode options or if they're not available on this track.
Just to advise you, we're expecting the tyre grip to start falling off noticeably around now, but this set should be okay for a while longer despite that.
So we've got 50% tyre wear there, average of about 47, maximum 50%, lowest is 45%, so about 47-48% average tyre wear. So we have got at least another 3 laps, but as I said in the last video, I'm not good at tyre managing at all. I'm okay when it comes to having the little line that shows you how your tyre management is, but overall I'm not good at tyre management.
Teammate behind is 13.1 seconds.
And teammate behind is 13 seconds. With an average pit stop being about, from pit entry to pit exit, being about 12 seconds. That means we're about a position ahead of him. I don't know where he's currently sitting. I think he's P6, so we are effectively P5 currently sitting. Every corner it seems like they're closing the gap a bit, and I think it could be because of the tyre wear slowing us down a little bit. I suppose one other bad thing is we don't have access to DRS because we're not close enough to people. And oh, there goes me slipping out again. You're going to lose me a couple of places, which isn't good. We're now back at P3 with Devin Butler, our #1 rival, in front of us. It's going to be fun trying to catch up to them. I've lost quite a few seconds.
Sure to pit this lap, so push now.
Alright, so we're pitting this lap. We might as well put it in rich for the rest of this lap. Try and see if we can gain on those two a little bit, get in front of them just before the pits, which might mean we'll might not lose as many places. Verstappen's hot on our heels though, he's trying to catch up.
Has just moved into first place.
There we have it. Whoever's in first place, although Jeff's a bit late on telling us that because we already knew that. That happened like an entire lap ago pretty much. Let's see if we can make a move on Devin Butler here. And yes, we make it past, so we're in P2.
In this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
Do we try and make it past Weber? I think it's too risky. Let's just head into the pits. No point putting the DRS on because we're going straight into the pits. Straight out. So what we're going to join about P10 or something? 11, probably about 15, 14.
One more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
But we are the first to pit by the looks of it, so that has given us a bit of an advantage. But by how much, I don't know. That was a longer pit stop than I was expecting. I was hoping to be out of there a lot quicker than that. Don't really want to bash into the back of these people and risk damaging the front wing and having to go in early. I think our next pit window is like lap 16 or lap 17, which we then go on to the mediums. Let's try and get past Ricardo here. Can we? Get past him on the straight. Couldn't get past him on the corner though, which is a bit of a shame. I think he's just got a little bit higher top end than we do. Get the DRS on. Gain a couple more places. And braking a little bit too early for that first corner again, but we got Danny Kvyat in front of us. Didn't manage to get the DRS, but it's not too much of a problem. Alright, so I think we do need to bump the AI level up a bit, because this is just a little bit too easy. Maybe 65%. I mean, we are still sitting at 60% for this race, which is the same as the last race. So I guess we just must be quicker on this in the AI. Had fewer problems than in Australia as well, which is always a good thing. And we learnt the track a lot quicker as well. Again, I don't know any names of corners, but I have been watching a load of Formula 1 videos, seeing how the real races went and seeing what the real names of all the corners are, but trying to find a full length video that's an official video is difficult. Certainly when all you've got to go with is YouTube. But we're back up to P5 now, with a bunch of people going into the pits. So now it's just a case of trying to get past Perez here and work our way back up to first place if we can. I don't see us being in first place when we cross the finish line, but we're certainly going to do our best. It would be a really good impression to make on the team that although we mucked up that last race, that's not what we're about. It wasn't a bad idea to sign us. Because you never want your team thinking it was a bad idea to sign you. We managed to get past, we're now in P4. And we've got our teammate in front of us. Not directly, but just a few corners ahead of us. Have a quick look at the tyre wear. Looking pretty good so far. So I'm estimating about a lap 17 pit stop. It should sound about right, maybe a lap 15. So that's our teammate in the pits. This might be our opportunity to get into first place. Third, second. Not quite, we've still got Lucas in front of us somewhere.
Faber's just ahead. Push for the position. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 10 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:38.4.
A lot of people seem to be running.
Seconds a lap.
A lot of people seem to be running 2 stops, and we're sat here running a 3 stop. Not a 3 stop, a 2 stop. But we are apparently gaining on Lucas by 3/10 a lap. That's always a good thing. We might not get past him, but at least we know we're gaining on him. Try not to go too fast on that curb. And that's just lost us a couple of precious seconds. Up into the final corner. Up onto Rich on the straight, try and see if we can catch up, and he's gone into the pits. So we are now in P1 again, but I think we are not going to maintain this, especially if we have got one more stop to make. I think they're all switching on to hards, which means we will still have the faster compound tyre at the end, but is it going to be enough? That's the big question. If it's going to be enough, we're going to need to pit pretty soon in order for our tyres to be in their prime at the same time theirs are. But obviously with our tyres being in their prime, we'll still be quicker than the hards. Yeah, so Lucas Weber is on hards, which is going to make him slower. So as we're coming into lap 13, I think we'll take a look at the take another look at the tyres pretty soon, because they are starting to feel a little bit wobbly, not as grippy.
We're leading our teammate by
30%,
3
so
seconds.
is that an average of, probably an average of 27% again. So no, right, they're not as grippy, but they'll probably last another 4 laps, which would mean lap 17 would be our pit window. 11 seconds in front of Webber, and then an extra 5 seconds on top of that in front of Butler. So I reckon we're sitting in a currently effective P4, maybe P7. Just need to hope we don't spin out again, because that'll be pretty much race over. Any chance of a podium finish will be gone. Whereas right now a podium finish is looking pretty strong, which is a good thing.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So with that being said, I think it's best pitting it in at lap 16, right when he says to. End of lap 15, beginning of lap 16. Probably going to be our best option. I keep an eye on that next split window because I just missed that one. "13 seconds plus 4, so that's 17 seconds, so we're coming out effective P3, I think, looking at the gaps. So as long as we don't mess anything up between now and the end of the race, we're looking at the very least a podium finish, P3, and that'll be a pretty good thing to take back to the team, certainly after the disappointment of Australia. So I'm pretty sure Jeff's going to say pit this lap. Apparently he's not saying anything. Normally he says you're approaching the pit window the lap before he says you're meant to pit. Maybe he'll say something.
Increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Maybe he'll say something closer to the end of the lap, but we'll just go in as soon as he says the pit window's open. It's not that much further to go. Still sitting effective P3 by the looks of things. Really starting to lose grip. Certainly in the rear tyres as well. You can just feel it sliding a little bit when you're going around the corners. It's probably hard to tell on the video, but you can feel it. Devin Butler's doing a 2-stop like us by the looks of it, but Webber's only doing a 1-stop, which means Butler will probably pit the same time as us, which would put us effective P2.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Right, so yeah, end of lap 16, beginning of lap 17 is when we're pitting. Devin Butler does the same thing. Then we're looking at an effective P2. It depends how far Webber gets in front and how much we're able to catch up through the corners, because we are quite a bit quicker than the AI on the corners. They're a little bit quicker than us on the straights, but we are quicker, definitely quicker in the corners, which is why I think we might need to bump the difficulty up a little bit. Nearly messed that corner up as well. Tell you one thing, I would love to have an F1 driving experience, but I would not want to be behind the wheel of one of these. You know, one of those F1 driver experience where it's a modified F1 car with 2 seats. I think that would be amazing. Right, so here we come, getting ready to put on the medium tyres. The pit crew should be all ready for us. And let's see what happens. Vettel's overtaken Devin Butler.
Complete, go now.
We're now on the medium, so we are going to have to get some heat into these. They're not going to be completely up to temperature just yet. So there we are, P2. I'm guessing Vettel's gone into the pits because Butler's right behind us. There isn't that much of a gap between us and P1. Dare I say we might get a victory in Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Only if we don't mess up any corners. Keeping an eye on our temperatures here, because some of the temperatures do get quite hot. Get DRS on, see if we can maybe get past them for this corner. Really late on the brakes, but we managed to get it done. We're now back in P1. Let's just try not to lose it. Keep this going for another 12 laps. We should be fine. Let's stick that on lane just to conserve a little bit. That means Webber will catch up, but it means that towards the end of the race we'll have more fuel that we can just stick it in rich and go with it. You can see he's catching up quite quickly there. He will have had DRS as well. And he'll probably have DRS here as well. I mean, you might be able to get past us, certainly with us running lean. He's just not pushed for it. I think he could have quite easily gotten past us there, he just hasn't pushed. And he's certainly not making it easy for us to keep calm. He's definitely putting us under a lot of pressure here. And he's got tyres that are a lot more worn in and are sort of in their prime, and we're still getting used to our tyres. And it's hard to explain how much you do actually feel the difference in the tyres when you're racing. You might not feel it in the practice or the qualifying, but you do definitely feel it when you're racing. The tyres do feel quite a bit different, and depending on how worn in they are, how up to temperature they are, you do feel it all. even with a controller instead of a wheel setup with force feedback.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 5/10 per lap.
That's certainly some good news, but it doesn't seem like it. It certainly doesn't feel like it. Every time I look at that track map, we come up to a corner and he just zooms right up to us. I always think maybe he's going to take a lunge up the inside, but he never does.
They're retiring from the race.
Oh, I wonder what's happened with Vettel. Probably an engine problem or something. Some other YouTubers who pretty much do Formula 1 videos religiously and have got their editing down to a T would show you a replay and still not manage to miss any of the normal race, whereas I don't quite have that ability because I do all this through an app on the PlayStation. You can't exactly just drag and drop clips left, right and centre. You can split and delete clips, but you can't move them. So, and this is already a nearly 1 hour video. But I can definitely tell that we are starting to get further away from Lucas, and Hamilton's in P3, so we're going to have a Mercedes 1-3 or maybe even a Mercedes 1-2 victory here. That would certainly be a good thing to take back to them. Anyway guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe as well, comment down below what you want to see me do or play next, or any suggestions that you have for my videos, anything that you want me to talk about in the episodes, and feel free to share this with your friends and family. Please help me reach my goal of 20 subscribers by the end of this month. We are now lap 21. We've got quite a significant gap between us and Webber. I know it's technically Weber, but I prefer saying Webber, it's easier to say. We're definitely starting to get a lot better of a grip around the track. Starting to know it a little bit better, know our braking points, know where we can and can't push the car, know the corners that we can't go full throttle on, which is only really one of them, I think. Which is this one coming up here. Just turn off the throttle a little bit. I gotta say, I do think we're actually on track for a first place victory here. I don't want to speak too soon, but it would certainly be quite a good turn of events if we did. Obviously we had a really good practice, we had a really good qualifying, but
Gap to teammate behind is 14.1 seconds.
it's still, the race is a completely different kettle of fish, completely. So to be able to be this far in the lead at this part of the race, for me, is outstanding, considering the 60% difficulty, which in the last race we ended up retiring from.
Our tyre data is looking positive so far. We think there's plenty of life left in these for the moment.
There better be plenty of life left in these tyres. We've only got 7 laps to go. 6.5 laps to go. I got it in standard mixture, but pretty soon we're going to be able to run in rich. We are going to want to burn off quite a bit of the fuel that we've got just to help us get a little bit more speed in. Maybe turn the difficulty up to 65% for the next race. Which off the top of my head I cannot remember what it is. I might be lucky and find out at the end of this race, but if not, feel free to leave it down in the comments. By the time this goes up, I'll already recorded it, I'll already know, but just still leave it down in the comments. Any kind of communication would be really good from you guys. I know I keep going on about hitting that like button, but it really does help out a small channel like mine. Same with that subscribe button. Like I said before, it's completely free to hit subscribe, it's completely free to hit like, or even if you don't like my videos, hit dislike, you know, and tell me down in the comments below what you didn't like about it, and I'll try and, if it's something I can sort out, I'll try and sort it out. Coming on to lap 24 now, and we've still got a massive lead on Webber. I gotta say, I think we are starting to really manage that first corner, that first turn, very well. If you watched my live stream when I was on this track, I was horrible. Any other time I've played in the Bahrain, Azerbaijan track, I've always messed up that corner, but that track acclimatization, it really does help out quite a lot. You understand where you're supposed to be at certain parts of the corner. Which obviously helps you out with your turn, and it helps you out with your braking, because you eventually learn what you can and can't do for pushing the braking limits. Only a few more laps to go. We really want to start pushing very soon and keep that gap as big as possible. As we now head into lap 25 out of 29.
Weber is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 12.2 seconds. They're on old hards. The time last lap was a 1 minute 38.0.
So 12 seconds behind me, 12 and a half seconds behind me. Don't know what I've hit that for, I think that was a complete accident. Another little question for you guys as well. Let me know down below what your answers are and what you think were the best. But have you guys been keeping up with the Formula 1 virtual races that they've been doing with the drivers at their home on their own simulation cockpits? I haven't personally been watching them, but if you have let me know down below, and just tell me what you think your best moments were. I've got 3 laps to go, and it looks like we are going to be taking home a victory, taking our first trophy home. A 14-second gap, which means that his tyres must be starting to give in on him. Ours aren't doing the greatest, but we've still got enough grip to see us to the end, I think. I think the most miraculous thing is we haven't incurred any damage at all. Just talking about grip and I completely go off circuit, but that is another one of my corners that I'm not a big fan of. I struggled with that a lot on the track acclimatization. It's really difficult. I think I only got it right once. Maybe twice. I'm starting to catch up to the back markers there. You see I'm just in front of us. Still got the fastest lap of the race, which is extremely surprising, and I think that's probably the first time in this race I've messed up that corner really badly. I think I said 3 laps to go in the last lap, but it's actually 3 laps to go now. There's 4 laps to go in the last race, last lap even. You can tell it's starting to get late for me. Then again, that could be the alcohol. Little tip for anyone out there wanting to make videos on YouTube: don't drink alcohol and then do your commentary. Not the best idea. And don't do it at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
5 laps of fuel remaining. 2.5 laps to go. Not even 2.5 laps to go, 2 laps to go. I think it's time we switch that into rich. I think we could go the rest of the race in rich. Depends on whether I actually do it or not. Looking back at it now, I would have done. The tyres are still pretty good. Obviously running the higher fuel mixture will also wear your tyres out a bit quicker as well. Kubica now in front of us.
We're leading our teammate by 21.7 seconds.
21.7 seconds in front of Hamilton. Being really careful around that corner. I gotta say, that corner back there has been the bane of my existence in Formula 1. I do hate that corner so much. Sometimes you can go full speed, full throttle, and sometimes if you do that it bites you in the ass.
This is your final lap of the race.
Alright, final lap. First turn of the final lap, how do we do? Not too bad. Not perfect, but not too bad. I think this is turn 4. Again, done that pretty well. Turn 8 is another really tough one here. Again, not too bad. But turn 10, right here. That's the big key. I think that was done pretty much perfect. Turn 11. And 12 here. This is another one that's a nightmare. That's the one that I keep messing up on.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So we're now in Rich. I've not been paying attention to that, but we're now in Rich. Oh, that final corner. And we take first position, victory in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Bahrain. That's definitely some bragging rights right there.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today.
So yeah, it was
well suited to the conditions out
Mercedes
on track.
1-3
expected of them in the moment to really
with Weber coming in second.
Really is a team sport.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
I gotta say, I think Mercedes will be very happy with us with that victory. Certainly after that last race. Happy to see our old teammate up there as well. Would have preferred Mercedes 1-2, but if anyone's going to take second place, it's got to be our old teammate. And definitely not Devin Butler.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table.
We're currently sitting in 5th in our driver standings, which has brought us up quite a bit from being the very bottom.
Pinpoint precision has to be commended.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes move to the top of the table. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time.
Mercedes are now top of the table in the constructor standings.
Another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So let's have a look and see if we can see what the next Grand Prix is. I think it's China, but I'm not sure.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Keep forgetting about these interviews as well.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
I'm going to again say about the aero, I think. That top one. Yep.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
I think I'm going to talk about the team at the bottom there. Nope.
There wasn't much between you and Lucas by the finish today.
I don't know what race you were watching, but there was quite a big gap.
How does it feel, sharing a Formula One podium with your old F2 teammate?
Yeah. That's basically exactly what I said
That's
back
everything.
there. If anyone's going to take second place, other than someone in our own team, it has to be our previous teammate. So let's have a look and see if we can see what the next race is. Normally I cut these loading screens out, but I completely forgot. I'm just going to blame tiredness. Hopefully shouldn't be too much longer. So we're still losing the rivalry, even after all that. But we are only 1 point behind. Again, quite a lot of resource points, so total of 520. So the team was wanting us to gain 40 points by now, but we haven't.
Excellent result today. Finishes like that will look good on your contract reviews. On to the next one.
Get through all these messages, or the only message, I suppose. You can pause and have a read of that if you want. Anyway guys, it looks like we're not going to find out. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, don't forget to comment down below and subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family, and anyone that you choose to do so. And until next time guys, I will see you later.